Hey, what's going on everyone? MONADO Max here, and today I want to do a video talking about the next Nintendo Direct. Obviously, Nintendo Directs are probably Nintendo fans' most excited things of all time every year whenever they get announced out of nowhere. A lot of people go crazy over some Nintendo Directs. In fact, Nintendo Direct has been trending on Twitter for the last few days because there hasn't been a Nintendo Direct in the month of June. People are losing their minds. In fact, Nintendo themselves have had their own Direct, but in forms of Twitter.com, meaning that they have announced games and updates on Twitter, which have led many to think that a Nintendo Direct is not happening, but still many believe a Nintendo Direct is happening. But today, I want to talk to you what I think is happening with the Nintendo Direct and how I'm pretty sure we are getting a Direct, but not in the form you guys are wanting. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So let's talk about the first thing. Obviously they had what people call is a Twitter Direct, where Nintendo drops a bunch of just random things online out of nowhere. They announced a brand new game, the 1-2 Switch Together. I don't even know what the title of the game is called. I know that's not the title, but it's the sequel to 1-2 Switch. It's coming out at the end of the month, and that was Nintendo's big announcement. Plus, they showed off Pikmin 4, I think the third trailer of the game that we know little about. And that is all that we got. Typically, when an announcement like this happens, that's a safe confirmation that we're not getting a Direct anytime soon, or at least that month, because that means Nintendo had stuff to show, but not enough to make a full formatted Direct. On top of that, they were not at the Summer Games Fest presentation a few days ago. Pretty much every company was represented into that. I mean, the whole week there was presentations of all the other game companies out there, such as Ubisoft, Xbox, and Capcom, but there was no presence of Nintendo in the big main event, which was the Summer Games presentation. I do think we are getting a Direct this month. However, I believe it is going to be a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. Now, I know these are very controversial a lot of the times because it's solely on third-party games. I think there was one time that they had just a mini trailer of a Nintendo game. Actually, I think the last Partner Showcase did that. But those Directs are solely focused on third-party games. Now, you guys might be looking at me, Max, what do you mean? How do you know there's one happening? I'm like 95% sure we are getting a Partner Showcase, and I'm pretty sure it's actually going to be at the end of the month. We will see, but if we go back in time, a year ago, when Nintendo wasn't at E3, because I'm pretty sure E3 was last year. Yeah, E3 happened last year. It was digital only, from my understanding. At least I'm thinking. Or maybe everything happened on the supposed E3 week, and Summer Games Fest had their little event. However, Nintendo did not have a Direct, their normal Direct on E3 week. They had no presentation at all. People were wondering where the Direct was, and there was a Direct, but it was a Partner Showcase. Third-party games only. Some of the things that we're going to be talking about today could be seeing a little repeat of happening again. A lot of people are going to tell me, what can they show off at a Partner Showcase? There's not enough big games to really do something like that, because I think a lot of people knew Persona 5 Royal was coming to the Switch, and that's a huge announcement. I mean, that's what was ending the Partner Showcase last year. And I think we're going to see a repeat of something like that similar. So obviously Persona 5 Royal was the last time Persona 5 Royal was announced. It was announced on all platforms except Nintendo Switch. It took them like 3 weeks to announce the Nintendo Switch version, despite being leaked months in advance and weeks in advance. That whole thing was a crazy thing to happen. But the Switch version was never announced. It wasn't until the end of the month for the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, where they announced the brand new Persona 5 Royal coming to Nintendo Switch. That's where they also did Persona 4 Golden and all that. I'm pretty sure the Xbox presentation of that year was the first presentation we saw Persona on other platforms. And After that, we didn't hear anything about it for the Switch until weeks later, which was crazy, but Nintendo likes to have their own form of announcements, especially towards big games like that, especially towards third party. If you go back in the history of Nintendo throughout the Wii U, 3DS, and Switch, you will see the Switch versions, Wii U versions of their games were always the last to be announced because Nintendo wanted it to have its own announcement or be in some sort of direct. I bring this up because there's two games we can talk about that has strangely not been announced for the Switch yet, with one of them already been leaked for the Switch. Just keep that in mind for a little bit. Before we talk about the two games that are probably going to be the big highlights of this partner showcase, if one happens, I want to go ahead and talk about that even without these two games, there has been a lot of third-party games announced for the Switch that they can show off the Switch versions of this game. I want to talk about Prince of Persia for an example. They just announced the new Prince of Persia was coming to the Nintendo Switch. They can show off a Switch footage trailer of it because you know a lot of people are going to be interested in seeing how that runs on the Switch. You also got the brand new Sonic game that was announced for the Switch. They can throw that there. I'm pretty sure actually when Sonic Frontiers was announced for the Switch, it was in the partner showcase of last year. So they could do the Sonic game, same style, same way, same everything. And if they really want to be bold, they could show off Mortal Kombat 1 here and show us how the Switch version works, because that's also coming to the Switch. There's many things they have that they can show here to make a full-on partner showcase, on top of indie games and top of whatever else we don't know that's been unannounced. Now, I want to talk to you guys about the two games that could very well be here. At least one I'm very confident in. Well, first off, I want to talk about this one right here, Metal Gear Solid Collection. Now, obviously this was announced almost a month ago at the PlayStation Showcase, and then right after the PlayStation Showcase ended, Konami tweeted that this collection was also coming to PC and Xbox. Now, this collection, from my understanding, I might be wrong, Coleman's gonna correct me because he's the Metal Gear fan, this collection is going to consist of the first 3 games, if not more. These games can easily run on the Switch. Again, we're going to talk about how Nintendo likes their own form of announcements, especially towards these bigger third-party games. Nintendo would consider Metal Gear a huge thing to have for their Nintendo Switch, considering the history of Metal Gear. And the last time we've had Metal Gear on a Nintendo console, I'm pretty sure was the Nintendo 3DS. So that was a very long time ago. Nintendo would make a big deal of having this on the Nintendo Switch, and they would want it to have its own announcement, similar to Persona 5 Royal. That was probably one of the most highly requested Nintendo Switch games to come to the Switch. Nintendo would want to follow this same pattern. And a lot of people are going to say that I'm stretching that, but let's look at Konami's collections on the Nintendo Switch already. All current Konami collections that have come out have been on the Nintendo Switch. The Castlevania collection, the Contra collection. There's been many Konami collections to come out, and every single one of them has hit the Nintendo Switch. And if you mean to tell me they're not gonna put the Metal Gear Solid collection on the Switch, idiotic move. There is absolutely no way they're not gonna do that, especially considering there's a lot of fans of Metal Gear that have never played a Metal Gear game. They're just fans of Metal Gear because of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with Solid Snake being in that game. This is the perfect opportunity to give those hungry Metal Gear Solid fans the chance to play it on Nintendo Switch. You can't tell me that doesn't make sense. Konami are idiots. They don't know how to make games. They make terrible business decisions, but they're not that stupid. They'll know when to put this on the Nintendo Switch. Another game that has actually been leaked, which I'm pretty sure, like, I'm very, very confident this is following the same Persona pattern. I mean, it's Persona itself. Persona 3 Reloaded. Now, this game got leaked before Atlas got... Well, actually, hold up. Let's start over. Atlas leaked the game's trailer on their Instagram. I don't even think it was leaked. They just publicly announced it, and then they deleted it. And then before the game was publicly announced, the pre-orders went live on a few gaming websites pre-order section, and it showed the cover art of Persona 3 Reloaded, and it showed all platforms: PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch. Obviously, Persona 3 Reloaded just got announced during the Xbox presentation, and then at the end, Atlas confirmed it's coming to all platforms, except weirdly enough, the Switch wasn't mentioned. Seems kinda weird, doesn't it? Considering that this game's cover art was leaked already and was already having a pre-order listing for the Nintendo Switch. And I know some people are gonna be like, maybe the game just can't run on Nintendo Switch. I think that's a fair accusation if you wanted to go that pattern, but Persona 5 Royal is already on the Nintendo Switch, and from my understanding, Persona 3 Reloaded is coming on the PS4 and Xbox One. So they can get this on the Switch if they got Persona 5 Royal on the Nintendo Switch. I would definitely believe the whole it's not coming to Switch if it wasn't for the fact that it's coming to PS4 and Xbox One. I think it's another case where Nintendo wants to announce it in their own direct, the partner showcase. There's a lot that can be shown for the Nintendo Switch and its third parties, and I think right now a direct partner showcase makes the most sense since we are probably not gonna get a regular Nintendo Direct until August, September. In all honesty, I just don't think Nintendo has anything they want to show off. I think the rest of what we're getting for the rest of this year is going to be ports and remasters. And all the big stuff, if there's anything big, will be saved for a September Direct. I really think if we're getting any more games in terms of before this Direct, it'll be something like Metroid Prime 2 in August or something, or F-Zero GX Remastered in August. That's my honest prediction there. I think we're getting a partner showcase around the time that, I would say around June 30th, June 27th to June 30th. I think we're getting a partner showcase before the end of the month. I really don't think we're getting a full-on Nintendo Direct. It doesn't make sense for there to be a Nintendo Direct, like a full-on one, if Nintendo did this whole Pikmin 4 trailer and this whole, what's it called? The 1-2 Switch Together game, whatever it's called. Doesn't make sense for that to have been announced. Which that was announced like a week ago. So a lot of people are gonna be like, the time frame, there's no way. Like, if they do a normal Nintendo Direct, I will be genuinely surprised. Now, I wanna know what you guys are thinking. Do you think I'm going crazy? I think we're getting a Direct, just not a regular Direct. We're getting that partner showcase. It's gonna be at the end of the month. It's gonna follow the same pattern because Nintendo has a lot to show in terms of its third-party games, and especially with unannounced games. Metal Gear, Persona 3 Reloaded. I think it's very weird that that was leaked, and I really think it's just following the same pattern, basically. Want to know what you guys have to say? Please let me know in the comments down below. I've been talking for way too much. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button, like the video, check out the Twitter, check out the Discord server, check out the Twitch, check out the Instagram, check out the Reddit, become a Monado Marine for $5 a month. This video is actually coming out on my birthday, guys. I'm gonna be 20 years old, June 17th. I hope this video comes out on June 17th. I'm filming this on like June 14th, so I don't know. Happy birthday to Monado Max, woo! Yeah, exciting times. All right, I'm talking for too much. I have another video to film, and after that, it's Too Many Games Week, baby. It's Too Many Games Week, baby. Oh, I'm so pumped. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.